Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the breakfast show. This is Martin in here, and I hope I find you good and well. Do take note, last Friday we had a very nice closing as the US debt ceiling default may likely to be resolved, and that's why we see a lot of the technology stocks are really flying, and also the KLCI is too flying right now in here. I think that's one of the positive things we have seen so far, and it's really going to be very interesting to see if our KLCI can really go higher, which we've been really struggling over it for some time. For those of you who know, this is no mystery. You've been following me from last Friday. We did see some of the foreign funds was really leaving, but there was a little bit of buying yesterday. Looking at on Friday, as the market was supported at 1400. So that's where we saw this little buying in here, and right now this market is ready. Is it ready to move higher? Let's take a look at what we have for you right now in the SmartRobie apps in here. So let's take a look at where we are, and let's look at the slide. So definitely, let me just switch to a wider chart here, and of course we have the standard menu that you see here, the KLCI market today, Robie FA list, ST2 Pentagon, and also intraday with the hot sectors. So this morning you can also check us out on the TradeVSA TikTok channel in here. The handler is trade_VSA. You can follow some of the talk. So today's sharing is really focusing on what we have seen so far, the KLCI. You can just pop up the chart here, and sometimes you need to do it twice as the response in the market in here. So you can see switch to a 1 month chart, and what we do have on the background on the left hand side of the chart here, you can see since it turned red Pentagon last week, and that's also from the series of selling that we have on the foreign fund in here. KLCI actually turned red Pentagon, and I actually thought it could hold at 1450, but it broke through. But right now it's supporting at 1400, and since then it's been a red Pentagon in here. So we will check out also the hot sectors, which you usually do, and also our Robie FA stock. And for those of you who are usually the more advanced, can check out the ST2 intraday. But do take note, our market has been sort of moving in the sideways market for many months actually. If you look back to the VSA 360 last Friday, we did see the KLCI been moving. There's been negative sideways market, so like negative returns for the last 5 months, and haven't really seen moving since then in here. So that's been the uptake. What we have hasn't been that great if you are been trading, but for the longer terms I think we have to be patient. But that's why I always say that with the SmartRobie apps you can have up here, you can always switch to the US chart. And right now let me just share with you on the US side, and you switch on it, they also have the Robie FA collection. So you just click it twice up. All right, it just came out in here. So you can see from here, you can see Oracle, which is 5 out of 8. You got the some of the industrial sector, technology sector in here, and it's going to be fairly interesting to see some of these stocks, whether this is something that you want to be looking at. So let's take a look at the technology stock, but let's get back to the KLCI. And of course you also have the SGX and also the Hong Kong stock, which is another avenue if you want to look beyond the Bursa market in here. Definitely something which will help many of you investors to diversify out from the KLCI market that we've seen right now in here. Give me a thumbs up if you feel that what we are here are really beneficial in helping you out in here, and do share this video in your timeline. We really appreciate of that one. So let's take a look at this morning some of the previous Pentagon champion that we have. And previously we were talking about last Monday, we were talking about API, and once we saw this selling that we seen on the just top of me here, market started to move sideways in here. You can see there are a lot more selling happening in here. This is really one of the big benefit of Pentagon Guider, which foreign fund selling. So you can see this selling in here, market couldn't go higher, and no surprises if API PB can turn red pentagon, so you have to make sure that some of these chart will turn pentagon in here. So this is why it's always good if those of you who have a chance to use the pentagon guider with the insider trading, this is definitely one of them in here. All right, now let's take a look at the chart that we've seen so far. Going back to the KLSE market today, going to the chart here and switching to a 1 month chart. So you can see a market has turned red pentagon, but it's supported at 1400, and that 1400 remained to be a strong support. The market actually reversed. And do take note, many of our technology stocks are not in the Bursa and the KLSE, so you can see KLSE is pretty much dominated by the banking sectors. As long as the banking sectors will hold, you will see a chart something like this in here. Foreign funds did buy last Friday. They are sort of like bargain hunting. At the low they'll buy, a little bit high they'll sell in here. And we also know that the ringgit has also weakened. On top of that, with the China stocks really undergoing sell. We all know, right? I've been talking about it, how much our KLSE market is actually pegged to the Chinese market. As long as the Chinese market don't do pretty well, that's why we're seeing this market in here. The railway track that we see, the 2 and the 40 moving average now crosses down and trending downwards. On our VSA plugin, we're running on the trading view. We could see market did break the 20-day moving average. At that time was about 1450. The 40 and the 20 has been broken, so that means market will be weaker, and we do see the lower low, all right, and the lower high market indicator tending in to be lower, and with the red pentagon it's fairly obvious in here. Now the last week, remember I talked about this ascending triangle. At one point I was really hoping the market could break up, but lo and behold, we saw the market broke through the 1450 and tested the 1400. Right now it's 1406, right? And I do feel that eventually if you were to move up, right, it would likely to turn green pentagon if the market can break back to 1420, which we have to see this week. But tonight, remember, the US market is a public holiday due to the Memorial holiday in here, so market, like usually you see that not going to have much of any movement at all. And again, someone need to buy those banking stocks, and who are those someone? Foreign funds again. Unfortunately, this is the market that but we can look at the hot sectors in here from the SmartRobie chart, and really hot. I think many of you would have known this week were the technology. Okay, so you can see on the left hand side here, healthcare has already turned red pentagon in here. You can see, so utilities is still up there with the 5G theme stock running. So technology is the stocks that we want to. So the idea behind it is generally you want to buy those really early trending sectors. So you can see from here, the sector technology has started to turn green pentagon in here, and all and behold, what we generally do is a lot of the stocks are sorted by pentagon date, right? There could be a red pentagon or green pentagon in here, so we want to be looking at the second and third trending. So why? Because if the market going forward the next 1 week or two with the being a third position for the technology that you see on the chart here, it may just move up to number 1 for the hot sectors, and that's going to be positive at right now. So if you just click on the technology, click on that one, okay, all right, you can see all the stocks that is turning green pentagon. All right, so you can see from here, just switch to a wider chart here. Okay, we are in a wider chart here. So we'll come back to this hot sector right now, but now let's talk about the last week, the Robie FA stock list that we talked about. We have Takafu and CCK the week before, and noted since then these are not technology stocks. CCK being a poultry player, generally they are more affected by a lot of the market movement, and you can see as a return red pentagon, but it's still supported at the 40 and 20-day moving average, so that seems to be kind of positive. this market that we see in here. It's really, let's look at CCK. Still enjoy the kind of good dividends. So we can click on CCK, go into stock fundamentals, since we're talking about Robie FA here. And this one here pays about 4.7 with the sector average of 19 times. You can see the PE about 7 times in here. ROE of almost 17%. So that's a fairly good fundamental stocks. Next was Takafu. Let's take a look at Takafu. Right, and stock fundamentals here. So right here you could see we have a PE of 8 times, sector average being 12 times here, the financials, ROE of 16% and pays a 4% dividend. That's a really good dividend stocks in here, so something you want to take note. So you can also subscribe and get hold of our daily newsletter that also features the Robie FA stocks once a week in here, or you can get hold of the app. So for today, there are 2 stocks that appeared here. So you can go to Robie main menu and go with the Robie FA stocks here. So you can see from here there were 4, but I kind of pick RCE and Matrix, okay, being 6 and 6. All right, so that's something good. 6 and 6. Okay, and first one is Matrix. This is actually a very low risk to a reward right at the base at 144. Let's hit 5236 and we go on to stock fundamentals, hit that one. So very quickly you can see this one is rated 6 out of 8 with the PE of 15 times, PE of 8, dividend of 4. So that's not too bad, paying a 4% dividend. For Matrix, we all know Matrix is a property sector in here, and you can also click on the stock comment in here. Right, if you just want to go to a chart, you can actually use the live stock prices in here. So you can see from this side it is neutral, right, at 50%. Actually this is a pretty good low risk entry when you see 50%. So you click on stock live prices Matrix. So you hit it one more time. Right, you can see it's still pretty much unchanged. Hit that one and that will take you to a stock chart. So this is a very low risk entry, okay, just only very little volume. We've seen 9k for that one. Okay, it's a large cap and it's a property stocks, okay, so just take note. Next we have is RCE Capital, which has been in a very nice trending up shares, and of course those of you who know and check it out with the VSA 360 will notice RCE Capital is pretty much a AMMB banking share, one of the I think Tan Sri Hashim, all right. And this is the one stocks that the family been buying a lot in here. RCE Capital, you can see the stocks actually move up higher in here. Has a nice green pentagon in here. So let's take a look at RCE Capital. Right, and hitting that one. Live stock prices, just to check the chart here. Yeah, it's almost unchanged, and well, that's where it went up 1 month. All right, so let's look at the FA. Hit fundamentals. So fundamentals side, you can see it is a good dividend, paying almost 14% dividend with the ROE of 17 times, PE of 10 times, when the industrial sector is not so called, is the sector of the financial stocks is around 12 times. All right, 12.4, this is 10, so this is a good FA stocks in here, but who knows, they might go through some of the profit taking soon, when we see foreign funds major. So let's look at the third item. That is it, the third item for the hot sectors. Let me check again in here. No, it's the third item, that's right. Okay, let's look at the third item that we have, and the hot sector for the 29 May earlier on I've showed you. Hit on technology here. All right, and you can see some of the large cap stock, Inari, Infomina, okay, Globtronics, Frontcan, okay, based on the dates, okay, DNO, right, ECA. These are actually coming off from very low base. Of course, one of my favorite is Penta, okay. Penta, I like it because it has the EV exposure in here. Looking at the stock fundamentals, Right, it's not going to be cheap, okay, because that's why you see the PE of 41 times technology, 41 times dividend of 12%, dividend of 0.4, ROE of 12, and this one it does a bit here. Or you can also check out some of the others. I think Globetronics is the only one that pay very good dividend. All right, it's coming out from a very low base, so let's check out the live stock prices. Right, it's down minus 1.7 in here, but again, looking for 1 month, from a 1 month, it did break up, and it's looking for 1 month high, okay, and this where the stock price, and of course, we all know, right, which I just talked about, the public holiday we've seen on US Technologies Memorial will play down on this stock. Let's look at the fundamentals. Right, and the fundamentals for Globetronics, it's one of the best paying dividend, being a 5% dividend, ROE of 13 times, and also lower PE. You can see that 19 times because it is sort of priced lower than the sector average, partly because of the continuing challenges that they face. Okay, continuing challenges that they face. You can check out some of the fundamentals, some of the news. I think they have some news here on Globetronics. You can see unveil new generation sensor bracelet for tough year. That was just May 9. Prospect remain to be challenging, and that's 5G and IoT prevalence. So share price tumble. That was only May 4th. You can see the share price tumble, and because the sectors are coming back in here, so that's how we can sort of look at the market and how well these stocks will do. And that's why SmartRobie is a very, very good app to make that informed decision, especially if you're a beginner, to know all this in here. All right. So for summary in here, that we have noticed the KLCI, like it or not, has broken down. Let me just bring back the chart again here, right? And so the chart will tell you the market has broken down, switched to a 1 month chart, but it's holding up at 1400, likely to move sideways in here. Again, really demand on those foreign funds coming in to buy in here. ST stocks, those of you who are something that we will look at later on in the Friday session for the ST2 intraday. Robie FA is the one that you want to be collecting dividend in here. So overall market sentiment remain to be very weak, and such at best it will just move sideways in here. And don't forget the continuing promotion that will be at the Mid Valley. Your truly here will be speaking also at 2 o'clock together with Macquarie, our co-partner, on the exhibition hall. There are a lot of exhibitor, a lot of software analytics, some very similar to many of the tools that you've seen before. So make sure you come over to exhibition hall on the 3rd and 4th of June. Okay, that will be from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. at Mid Valley. Okay, Mid Valley Hall 1 here, and we are at booth 25. So this Friday we'll be there, sort of making preparation, and it'll be interesting. And I do hope to see you, all of you, or do come over if you happen to be shopping in Mid Valley in here on the 3rd and 4th of June. Stop over and we'll take some photos. Okay. Right, okay, so that's all we have for this morning in here. And don't forget, you can sign up also for our newsletter and our YouTube and our TikTok handler here. And of course, some of you who wanted the trading wheel plugin, you can also check it out through our VSA 360, as well as our Telegram chat room, all right, where we host many of our free stock education and also tips. That's all we have for this morning in here. If you have any stocks that you want me to look at, feel free to pencil those in. I wish you a very good morning, and remember, this weekend and also this Friday, all right, this Friday will be our continuation of our live Facebook. That's all I have, and I'll see you on Wednesday night.